So I've spent hundreds of hours analyzing sales funnels from some of the top coaches and gurus out there while working with multiple 5 and 6 figure entrepreneurs to scale their coaching businesses to multiple 6 figures per month. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to use flywheel offers to make offers so good your customers cannot stop saying yes. Let's get into it. Now, the funny thing about when it comes to offers in general and what most people do, all right? So what they do is they'll go onto YouTube and they'll just find their top competitor on there, and then they will basically just rip that competitor's offer right away from them. They'll just grab it and rip it for their own stuff. And they think, yeah, we're going to make money with that. And to be fair, this method does actually work, but very, 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 very occasionally though. And you run a high risk of a ton of other stuff going wrong. For example, you're going to blend into the audience because now you're just doing it what everybody else is doing. You're not going to differentiate yourself at all. You're just going to look like the same as basically everybody else that is in your space. And so you're just going to be commoditized. You're also going to look like you are one of the masses. And of course, you're going to start having to compete on price, which is the worst thing you can possibly do. You need to start up a market of one, which is already a little bit of sauce for you guys on the offers. But now, what you should actually do instead now is you should be more like this dude, Mr. Chad over here, right? You need to go ahead and you basically just need to go ahead and find a framework or a framework of offer creation that you can follow that will actually outperform all of these ripped offers without any of the downsides. So you'll get all of the upsides, all of these upsides without any of the downsides. Sounds like a pretty good deal, right? So what I'm about to show you in this video is kind of like the holy grail of offers. It's like if there was a Mount Rushmore of offers or offer creation, this would be on there. This would be the main face on there. It's so incredibly powerful. And anytime that I need to launch any new product, a new offer, a new funnel, or even just working with a new client, whatever it might be, I'm always using this exact same framework because it is just so freaking tried and true. And let's just go ahead and talk about what the actual framework looks like. Let's get into it. Now, starting off with the offer framework basics, which is going to be these 5 right here. It's going to be who it's for, big promise, build offer parts, pricing, risk, proof, and LTV. These are the main sections that go into this whole framework, and I'm going to describe exactly how you're going to use each of them and put them together in the end to make a killer offer. Let's get into it. So first of all, who it's for. First of all, you want to pick one clear group, and you cannot make it very general. For example, if you're selling to traders, you don't just say, I'm selling to traders. You have to be like, I'm selling to Forex traders that are just starting out. They're very much beginners. They're less than $10,000 a month, and I want to help them scale beyond that. You want to be that specific at least. Number 2, you want to write the one big pain that they feel every single day. When they wake up, when they look at that ceiling, the white ceiling, what do they think that they need to work on? What is that one thing that they think, if that happened, I would be happy, I would be content? Number 3, you want to write that happy end that they want in simple and just layman's terms. You want to write it in simple words. Number 4, you want to then check if people already pay for this pain to actually go away. Again, you can now start using your keyboard warrior fingers to search up on YouTube a ton of your competitors, because now you can check, hey, are people actually paying for what I'm trying to sell? And then if they are, you move on to step 5. You want to ask 5 people of your actual audience what they tried and why it actually failed. And this is very easy if you got an existing audience, and it's going to make your life way easier. Just go ahead and ask one of your 5 people in your audience. Tell them, I'm going to hop on a call with you. I'm just curious about what your problems are, blah, blah, blah. Ask them what they tried, why it failed, blah, blah, blah. Number 6, you want to choose one problem that you can actually fix fast. So a problem that you can fix quickly and without losing a lot of your own time or money. Number 7, you want to list what blocks them right now. So you listed out the problems, but what is blocking them from solving this specific problem? And you want to now understand what is the thing in between it. Number 8, you want to circle the block that you can actually remove first. So there is going to be usually multiple blocks between a person and their goals. So you need to basically just find out, what can I remove first, and what is the thing that is going to be the most high leverage that I can actually remove. Next, you also want to set one clear win number and one clear time. Now, you can't do this by saying, hey, we're going to get you this. We're going to go ahead and make you a profitable trader in like 8 days. Or not, sorry, you don't tell them anytime. You just say, we're going to make you a profitable trader. That's not a good offer, is it? So what you want to do here, you need to choose what is the thing that they want and what would be one word that they would really align with. For example, profitable trader there. That's a great word, like specifically for traders. I would recommend putting in an exact number though. I'd recommend, getting to 10K a month, 15K a month, 20K a month plus. So for example, what I would do, like personally, I used to have a landing page, and I used to go ahead and have a landing page funnel. At the moment, I'm testing out DM funnels for my personal offer. I'll let you guys know how exactly that goes. But on my landing page, I would always have $100,000 plus, right? So I'd always say, I will help you scale from $0 to $100,000 plus per month, or anywhere in between. So below 10K a month to $100,000 a month if you have an existing audience. And by the way, link in the description if you are interested in working with me to implement something like this into your own business and build out your whole offer, your info product. But anyways, set one clear win number and a time, right? So a time would be in 90 days, in 30 days, a specific amount of days that you're going to take. And also, you also want to go ahead and promise only what you can do. So don't try to overpromise. Don't try to tell them, I'm going to get you to become a millionaire in 2 minutes. It's not going to happen. So, and they can tell that as well. So you just need to promise what you can actually do, because if you don't fulfill, you're screwed because your entire business is now gone. So you need to make sure, hey, can I actually fulfill? If you can fulfill, proceed. If not, don't. Number 2, let's go into the actual big promise. 1, you want to use this specific line for your promise. Get result in time without hard thing. The result is your big promise. Your time that you take is also part of your big promise, and without hard thing. Now, we'll just continue on with the trading example, but this can be applied to anybody in any niche, basically. So if we continue on with the trading example, people would want to get 10K plus per month in 90 days, let's say, without having to spend 8 hours a day trading, or maybe without having to get funded, or maybe without having to pay any money out of pocket, without having to have $10,000 in your trading account, blah, blah, blah. Anything like that could work. Now, number 2, you also want to show the 3 steps that you use to win. What does that mean? For example, by the way, I'm just going to keep continuing with the trading offer, but this, again, I'm going to repeat it. This works for any single niche, but I'll just keep repeating the trading offer. Let's say you're doing the same trading offer. Your 3 steps to win would be, I first go ahead and use my specific strategy. I then proceed to do my second strategy. I proceed to do my third strategy, blah, blah, blah. And those are the specific things those are your steps to win. Now, once the person knows those steps to win, they know the general idea, they get the gist of it, you are able to pique their interest, and they'll be like, okay, if he's winning with those, I want to know how to do them. Now, number 3, for the big promise, you also want to state what you do and what they do. So if you're doing a done with you offer, which most of you guys are, if you're a coach or a consultant, if you are watching this video as a coach, consultant, or an agency owner, you are doing a done with you offer. So you state, what do you do? So you hop on calls with them, you give them feedback, you give them, call recordings, you give them blah, 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 blah. And then what they do, which is you have to put in this amount of hours per week. You have to do this many trades per week. You have to make this many pieces of content per week. You have to sell this many sneakers each and every single week, whatever. Now, number 4, you also want to add a quick start so they get some wins day 1. This is a little bit of post-offer or post-sale. So once they get in, I'm going to also give you a little bit of advice on post-sale as well throughout this video, obviously, just so you guys, get some more value out of, everything that an offer encompasses, because in my opinion, an offer is everything that attracts people to you, and also whether or not you can actually fulfill on that. So I'm going to be explaining a little bit on the back end as well, but it's not going to go too deep into that. Anyways, add a quick start so they can get some wins day 1. So once they get in, they get a quick start or something. The way you can build out this quick start is, hey, check out your most successful students and see what did they do in their first 3 days or 2 days or 1 day. Then you go ahead and push those all the way back to wherever, this person is starting out at. So for example, if somebody got a ton of value day 17 and they did a specific thing that got them all that value and got them that big breakthrough, push that thing to day 1 so that you can give your newest prospects the most amount of value, because at this point they are experiencing buyer's remorse. So you need to make sure that you hammer them with value so they don't quit. Now, number 5, you want to keep your words short and clear, concise, be concise. Number 6, remove any step that is slow or heavy. If it's clunky, it does not belong there. Don't add everything that is on your sales page, everything that is on your headline should fight to be there. Any features that are on your sales page, any features that are in your product should be fighting to be there. If they are not giving you an ROI, that is more confusion, that is more stuff for your prospects to see, and that is going to result in analysis paralysis in some kind of way, and that is going to result in less conversions. So everything has to fight to be on your product list. Now, number 7, you want to add help so that they don't get stuck. I've seen so many offers. They're so amazing, but sometimes things go wrong and they don't even have any reps to be there for support. So even a simple support desk in WAP or school or whatever can go a long way. Just add a simple support desk at the start. You can go ahead and respond to these support DMs or support messages. Like you can even do it yourself if you would like. And then later on, you can hire somebody else. And of course, if you would want all that done for you, I also have a whole system around support and everything like that we can implement into your business as well. Link in the description. Number 8, you want to set the checkpoints for week 1 and week 4. So what does that mean? You want to go ahead and tell them you're going to reach this point, this point, this point, this point between week 1 and week 4. And when exactly they're going to reach those points. It's kind of like a video game. Because if you know where you're supposed to go in a video game, you have less anxiety and you're like, okay, I know exactly where I'm going and I'm hyped for this because I can work as hard as possible on all of these specific things so I can reach my checkpoints. Now, number 9, you want to tell them how you track wins so they can help you track those wins. So if you have a wins channel, tell them I have a wins channel on the WAP. We have a wins channel on the school. Send your wins there, post your wins there so that everybody can see them. And people will do this because they're seeking gratification and acceptance from other people. So just posting those wins is going to get them that. So just show them, hey, everybody's going to appreciate you. If you post your wins, you'll get dopamine from that. Do it. Number 10, you also want to put the entire plan on one page. You'll see a lot of the time in these big events like TJRs, Iman Gajis, they'll say when, what, how, blah, 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 because you need to put the entire plan of whatever you're going to do on one page. So if you're going to go ahead and have a 3-month program, explain what you're going to do on each and every one of those weeks. For example, there could be mindset for week 1 to 2. There could be trading scalping strategies for week 3 to 4. There could be, emotional controls from week 4 to 6, whatever. You just need to go ahead and tell them what's going to happen on every week and every single session that you have. So if you're doing one-on-one calls and you do them every month, you explain what are we going to be focusing on that specific month. If you're doing them weekly, you explain what you're going to be focusing on that week. So it's very simple. You just explain what are we going to be focusing on our specific time horizon. It's going to be up to your offer on how you measure this. So if your offer is monthly and you offer something that repeats monthly, then you will measure it on a monthly basis. So you say we're working on X this month. If you're doing deliverables, for example, weekly calls every single week, then you want to measure it on the weekly basis. So you say we're focusing on X topic this week. If that makes sense. I'm not sure if that made a lot of sense. Leave it in the comments below if you have any questions about that specific part, because it's a bit difficult to explain. But anyways, next is building the offer parts. Number 1 for this is you want to have the core thing. So it should be either done for you or do it with me. So done with you. This is just going to make sure that it feels very light for them. Done for you is more services. So if you're doing coaching, I would highly recommend you do done with you. Do not do done for you, because then you're just going to become a contractor / freelancer at that point. So for coaching, it's going to be done with you. Number 2, you want to have the setup for the templates, builds, installs, and scripts. You don't want to be able to, you don't want to keep doing this constantly. You're not providing a white glove service here. You're just trying to get them to learn. So what you want to do with the setup is you want to be able to provide that to them as fast as possible. So when they hop on, they should be able to get access to the templates, access to the builds, access to the installs, and access to all scripts that they need. You don't want to be giving this to them, white glove style in their hand. Number 3, continuity. You want to give them weekly help. You want to give them tools. You want to give them community. You want to give them reports, because you want to stack value in their mind. And a good thing that I actually learned this pretty recently, a few months ago, when let's say you're running a community offer and you give them monthly 4-hour calls. This is a bit of an exaggeration. Let's say something like you're doing every single month, you're dropping 4 brand new templates. What you could do instead is you change that so every single week we're dropping a new template. That would be a better offer. Why? Because now your prospects are getting that value time and time again. So they feel like they got 4x the value or 4x the value from you compared to just having it done monthly. You gave the same exact thing away, but now the perception is 4 times greater. It's pretty crazy stuff, but it actually does work, and I would highly recommend you guys implement something like this. Number 4, you also want to pick one first big win inside of the first 7 days. Same thing as I was talking about before, pick one big win and then get them to there in the first 7 days. You also want to pick one monthly win that repeats. So again, coming back to the templates, whatever you might do sometimes monthly calls, right? Like if you have a cheaper offer, you might do monthly calls and then that is your monthly win that repeats. You just need something that refreshes every month so that people actually look forward to next month. They look forward to the next month, blah, blah, blah. And they actually, renew. Number 6, a little bit of a sneak peek there, but number 6, you want to add support hours and reply time. For support hours, it's just going to be, you can have a dude like a VA off of Thailand or something. You can do something like that. Thailand, whatever. You just go to Thailand, get some kind of VA for like any Asian country. Basically, you can get a VA for like 300, 500, even up to 1,000. I'd recommend 300 to 500 a month. You pay them that much and you basically give them like one job, which is just support. You reply to people, blah, blah, blah. And then they're going to be able to be active on those times. If you don't want to do something like that, you can just do it yourself as well, as I was talking about before. And you want to tell the audience, hey, we're available on these hours and we're going to reply to you within these amount of hours in this time. You could also just remove the support hours and you could just say, we'll reply to you in 24 hours. It's easier. So I'd say just do reply to you in 24 hours. Number 7, you want to make a simple dashboard for progress. I, of course, implement these for all my clients. I build out custom dashboards, and we have our custom dashboard for each client connecting to all of their services. We have our own custom software and everything, but you can also just do this with, Excel if you would like. The simple dashboard doesn't really matter. You can just figure it out with WAP. If you have WAP or School, I think they provide their own dashboards to you, so you should be able to just use their native dashboards. Number 8, you want to limit the scope so you can deliver on time. Sometimes coaches will take on too much load and bear too much on themselves. You don't want to do that because then that's going to result in you not being able to deliver and actually fulfill on time. So just make sure that you can actually do it comfortably within the amount of time that you give them. Don't say you're going to make them $1 million in a month. Please don't. Maybe you can do it in a year, but that's just not going to happen in a month. Number 9, you want to name each and every single piece so it feels tangible. When you give them something, name it a special thing so it sounds cool, basically. And it sounds like it's a real thing that nobody else can provide. That's going to add more uniqueness to your offer. Could be the most basic thing. Like, what do you guys think freelance brand scaling is? It's literally Facebook ads. It's a Facebook ads agency. Brez made it go crazy just because he called it something that sounds kind of cool. That's basically it. That's what you need to do with everything in the offer. Now, next is the pricing structure. Now, all of these, I would say, are ordered from most important to least important. So it's going to be who it's for. Then it's the next importance, which is big promise. The next importance is the offer parts. Now the next importance is the pricing. Now, pricing is going to be, you have to anchor with the real cost of doing it. Nothing, right? So number 1, how you do this is going to be, you tell them, let's say you help people who are making $5K a month. You help them make $15,000 a month. How would you do this? You say, okay, you're at 5K. I'm going to take you to 15K. Now you say every single month that we're not working together, you are losing out on 10K because 5K minus 15K is 10K or minus 10K. So you're losing out on $10,000 every single month that we aren't working together. So you're losing out on $120,000 a year just because we are not working together. Right? So you want to just give them that in their brain. You want to show it to them. You're like, because people will hide from the truth and they know that this is happening, but it's like kind of, they beat it down in their brain. So you need to pull that out and make sure that you actually make them feel the pain that they're actually in. Make them feel it. Number 2, you want to show the price of the other ways to solve it. So if you have, let's say if you take the example of info versus college, if somebody says my info course or my whatever is $2,000, you could go ahead and get a traditional college degree for $50,000 plus, or you could buy this. That's a great way to kind of, anchor it or show it, right? Like that, right? So you want to say that's a way to solve your problem, but it's going to cost way more. Or other way you could do it is you're going to have to spend like 12 months figuring it out yourself and paying losing thousands and thousands of dollars just because you want to keep on trying it yourself. Then you can anchor it with that specific cost as well. Now, number 3, you want to have a setup fee plus a monthly or a yearly. So if you have a community, you have a setup fee or an initial fee. I would say in a mentorship, you want to have an initial fee that is it for like a specific duration, because a mentorship is more of like an entrance offer where somebody learns a ton. Once they've learned a ton from you, they then have new problems that they need to solve. So once you've gotten them through your mentorship, you can then downsell them on the other side of the mentorship and say, hey, you have to just pay a monthly subscription to join this this paid community, like $100 a month, and you get XXXX thing that is going to be helping you an absolute metric ton, because you told me you had this huge problem. So we built this out for a lot of people who have that same problem. And a lot of people will take that up. Like you have probably like a 30-40% take rate on that. Next is also, you can have a like inner circle offer as well for yearly. I go very in depth on how you can actually maximize LTV on clients in a specific video, which is going to be my one-on-one coaching scaling video. I'll link it down below this specific video as well. If I don't, I might forget, but if I don't, just go ahead and search it up on my channel. You'll be able to find it. Now, the setup fee plus monthly or yearly, you could, again, as I was saying, you could use an inner circle for the yearly as well. So if you had an inner circle, you could be like, you can join my inner circle for $2,000 a year. And then you get all these things that you thought were going to be finished after the mentorship, and you really like them about the mentorship. And this is way cheaper than the mentorship, so you might as well just buy it, right? Number 4, you want to give a pay in full gift for yearly. So if somebody pays in full for yearly, you give them an actual gift. So if somebody pays in full and yearly, they get a badge on your community. They get exclusive resources. They get access to you on a monthly one-on-one call, whatever. Just something extra that you won't give to the rest of the community. You just have to give that to the people who are paying yearly, or people who pay in full, I guess. Number 5, you want to make a safe starter tier and a best value tier. Oh, I almost just skipped that. Got you guys a sneak peek for number 5. But for number 4, although you're giving a pay in full gift, do not ever say that they're going to have to pay more money if they don't pay in full. Don't say that. No. You say, let's say they're paying $7,500 for your offer. They ask for three different split pays. So 3 payments of $2,500. You will then ask, it's going to be 30. It's going to be actually 3 payments of $3,000 then. Let's say you do that. Now, what they have done is that they have thought, hey, he's actually upping the price on me. Instead, what you say is, oh yeah, usually when we do payment plans, we keep it at around $9,000, but we do have a discount for people who pay in full. So you give them a discount for paying in full. You're not asking them for more money when they don't pay in full. You're just giving them a discount when they pay in full. And it's a small change, but it has a huge effect on how people take your offers. Okay, next is make a safe starter tier and a best value tier. This is basically what all the SaaSes do. You have that little tier that people just start off with. It has the good stuff, and then they get kind of engrossed in the whole thing, and then they're like, I need more of this. Then they go into the best value tier. So you can have that in free communities as well, or paid communities as well. You can have that in inner circles. You can have that in mentorships. You could have like a starter tier in mentorship to be an audit call, like even a single audit call. You just hop on a call with you for like $300 and just hop on a nice 2-hour call with you to talk to them about something or whatever. It could be an hour call. It could be a 30-minute call. It doesn't really matter, however much your time is worth to you. And then after that, you can use that call. So you give them a ton of value on that call. And then around the last 15 minutes, depending on how long the call is. So if it's 30 minutes, you spend like the last 3 minutes trying to get them to be like, hey, I have this as well, so you can pay this much to get on that, blah, 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 blah. And try to close them as well on that call on a higher or bigger tier of your mentorship. So you get them on the starter call. You can then try to get them into group coaching. Then from group coaching, you try to get them into one-on-one. It's a very roundabout method. I personally don't do these tiers. It's not a huge ROI. I would recommend just start with something simple, which is just do one-on-one coaching and start off with that. Number 6, keep the monthly higher than the yearly. Basic stuff. If you charge monthly, you're giving them a discount on yearly. I will repeat that. You're giving them a discount on yearly. You're not charging more on monthly. You're just giving them a discount on yearly. Just to hammer this home, please, for God's sake, don't say you're charging more on monthly. Nobody's going to take your monthly then. They're going to feel pissed off that, hey, what the hell is this dumbass trying to charge me more? Do not tell them that you're charging more on monthly. Just say you're giving them a discount on yearly. It's a small word change. It's going to have a huge effect. So you keep the monthly higher than the yearly. Let's say you're paying $100 a month. You can have an $800 yearly. That's going to, get them in for like 8 months of monthly, which is probably way higher than most of you guys' LTV. Next is number 7. You want to check your cost to deliver and keep around 70% margin or more. This is info, guys. If you have not got a 70% margin or more, I have no clue what you're doing with your life in info. Because how are you not supposed to have any higher than any lower? How are you even supposed to have any lower than 70? It's basically impossible. I've never seen it. I've not never seen it. I have very, very rarely seen it. And the people who did it were doing some stuff so wrong. Yeah, never mind. We'll not get into that. We're not getting to that. There's a whole nother can of worms. But please just make sure that your cost to deliver is at a 70% margin or more. Number 8, you want to aim to earn back your CAC in 3 months or less. So if you get, by the way, in info, you also have CAC even if you have organic content, because you also have your softwares, you have your team. You have to add that into your CAC. That is CAC. Okay? You want to earn back your CAC in 3 months or less. Number 9, write the math in plain words. Don't try to do some random algebra crap. Just write it down. Make sure you know your math. You know everything that's going in, because just to illustrate this for you, I actually, when I was younger, I had a bake sale or a type of event in my school. And in the school event, we were supposed to sell pizzas and stuff like that. So we decided to sell our pizzas. And at a slice, we sold them around about, at the time it was, I'm not sure how many dollars, but let's say for sake of this illustration, it's $2. We sold one pizza slice for $2. But the thing is, there were 10 pizza slices, and the pizza itself was $20, right? And there were 10 pizza slices. We broke completely even because I didn't calculate our math. And I have learned that lesson to this day. It's crazy, but I still remember it. So please, guys, make sure to know your math. Write the math in plain words. Know where your money is going, so you actually know whether or not you're just breaking even and you're just wasting time at this point. And also, you want to keep your checkout simple and fast, basic stuff. You can do this through WAP, you can do this through Stripe, whatever. Now, next is risk. For risk, you want to go ahead and add 1, a simple no questions refund window. 2, add an action refund if they do the steps. So that means if you do X, Y, and Z, we'll give you a full refund. Number 3, or keep working for free until the goal is hit. So basically what you want to do for this is you want to list what they must do to keep the promise fair. So what stuff they actually have to do, attend these calls, blah, 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 blah. This protects you in the actual guarantee. Number 5, you want to show exactly how to ask for a refund and when. This is before they actually get on, right? So you have to be like 100% money back guarantee. You just email us or whatever, or you just go to the app and there's a full refund button that we will give you a refund. No questions asked. Number 6, put the rules on the page near the actual price. So near the price, you say, if you do X, Y, and Z, we're going to let you get a refund. Number 7, make the support easy to reach. What does that mean? Support easy to reach, meaning they should be able to click a button and actually get support on this specific thing. You don't need it on your landing page, but at least when you're in your product, you should have that. Number 8, you want to keep your timelines in writing. So what does that mean? Tell them how long a specific thing is going to take. So for example, if you're on average taking a month to get people to 2K a month, you say, okay, this is going to take on average about a month to get you to 2K a month. And then from there, we go exponentially higher. At three months, you should be at 20K a month. Keep it realistic and keep them in writing. Show them what's going to happen. And then, of course, remove all scary fees and gotchas. Even like a 3% Stripe payment Stripe payment fee is going to take off your customers and is going to result in them being more likely to just not convert. So you can remove all those scary fees, do them. Number 10, tell one story where the guarantee actually helped the buyer. For example, in Iman's recent launch, he would always say, we have had multiple people who just joined in, they took away the value and we just gave them a full refund. It doesn't matter, blah, blah, blah. So that just shows, hey, the refund actually helps somebody. You will actually get a good result if you go for this refund. We're actually going to uphold our end of the promise and it's going to help you. That's why we have the refund, and it's just going to make you sound more trustworthy. Next is proof. Now for proof, you want to show raw screenshots and live numbers. You want to share short stories with befores and afters. This could be video testimonials. I always want to go for video testimonials. Never go for anything other than video testimonials. Live numbers, meaning, if you got a sale 2 days ago, show that. That's a good proof. Number 3, film one quick walkthrough of the system. This should be done in your VSL. Your VSL should show a quick walkthrough of your system. It's very imperative that it does. So if you have a community, the VSL should show the community and what it looks like inside. Number 4, put the proof right next to each claim. So, if somebody, for example, let's give an example. If you say a claim and you say, I made this person $20,000 in 2 months, you put a picture of the person and a video testimonial and everything like that next to the claim so you actually don't sound like a scammer. Number 5, use hooks that show the big change fast. Hooks meaning, you get to do X, Y, and Z in Y time frame without the pain point. It's basically your hook is your offer statement. Number 6, test 10 to 20 first lines for any ads or posts that you're doing, and then use clear and not cute words. Use third grade English maximum. Don't try to overcomplicate this stuff. Add real dates and names when you're actually allowed to. And of course, pin your top 3 wins at the top of whatever you are doing. If you have an Instagram, if you have a YouTube, keep it at the top. If you have a school group, whatever. Number 10, keep a public folder of proofs. A folder of proofs just means just have a folder of proofs, meaning story highlighted proofs, maybe a YouTube video full of proofs or a playlist of YouTube videos full of case studies, whatever. Next is LTV. Now, this is one of the most important things because a lot of people are messing up at this part, which is LTV. All of this, you can do it really, really correctly, but if you don't get any LTV out of this, you're going to be messed the hell up. You're not going to be able to make any money with info because you don't have any proper LTV. You don't get money. You don't get enough money because this is minuscule. What you get on the initial is way lower than what you can actually get from your lifetime value if you actually had good, success plans. First of all, for LTV, you want to have a kickoff call plus a clear success plan. The kickoff call can be just a normal startup call. This could be done with your team or this could be done with you, and it should show exactly what you're going to do within the mentorship and introduce them and tell them exactly what to do. Deliver a fast first win in week 1. I keep hammering on this because it's super important. Figure out a way that you can give people fast wins. Just ask your most successful students what they did and do that quicker. Teach the one habit that drives use of your project or product. Now, there's a few habits that might draw away use from your product. So just to illustrate this, let's say you teach your audience to check their emails, right? You teach them and you indoctrinate them to check their emails. This is a habit that is actually helping you because you're doing your, I would assume, email marketing. So you have just helped yourself with this habit. This does not have to be emails. I would say the one habit that drives use would be mostly just checking on WAP, checking on school. That's what I would recommend to train because that's the one that's going to drive the most use. Don't try to train them on emails. The way you want to teach this one habit is just keep on hammering on it every single time that they hop on a call with you. Be like, oh, have you checked out your WAP? How many times did you check it out? Check out the school group. Be active. Post your wins, blah, 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 whatever. Now, at the same way, if you taught them to go ahead and play video games. So if you taught them to play video games, they would instantly now stop using your product. So you're actually not driving use. So basically you just do more of this and you do less of this. Okay, stuff that gets them to actually use your platform instead of stuff that gets them to be distracted from your specific platform. Now, number 4, set a weekly check-ins and monthly reviews. Weekly check-ins, this can be done with your team or you. One-on-one calls, I would recommend just using those as your weekly check-ins. And of course, monthly reviews is just at the end of the month, you can talk to them. Hey, how was the month? How did you like it? What could we have improved? Blah, 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 blah. This is what your next month's goals are. This is what your KPIs are, blah, blah, blah. Number 5, ask for a case study once the win is real. So if you actually get some results for a person, ask for a case study once they are at their most happiest. Don't try to wait a while because they might get a bad result. What if they made 100K 1 month and you wait another month and they made 20K? They're going to be very, very sad, even though 20K was their maintenance. You need to get their result or get a case study from them the moment they got that big result, because that's the point where their gratitude is greatest towards you. So you want to go ahead and ask that as fast as possible. Do not postpone it. Next, you want to offer an annual or multi-year upgrade. So if you don't have any other LTV offers, which by the way, again, I have a whole video on LTV and making money with one-on-one by adding more LTV down below the video, just to make sure you know about that. But I go very in depth here. I'm just going for a quick surface level overview. But if you don't have any of those offers, you can offer a annual or multi-year upgrade. So somebody joins in, you tell them from a monthly subscription, if you go to a yearly subscription, we're going to give you X, Y, and Z as more benefits. Now, next is adding add-ons and cross-sells that actually fit your job. So if you do video editing, you could sell video editing packs, templates. You could even white label software, I'm pretty sure. Next, you can also do watching churn and fixing the first 30 days. So the first 30 days is the most important. So for your churn, I would recommend, if you were getting high churn anywhere down the line, I would recommend you fix your first 30 days and absolutely maximize it. So like 90% of people are still staying. Minimum 90% of people are still staying on the first month, just so you can make sure that, hey, my churn in the first month is perfect. Obviously, you want to look at your other months, but I would recommend not 90%, but I would recommend you get a very good benchmark of how much average churn is in your actual niche, and then you will have to go ahead and get higher than that at minimum on your first month. Unless you're higher than that on your first month, don't focus on any of the later months, because as long as you can get your first month down, it's usually the first month's touches that actually lead to churn down the line. So if you fix your first month, most of your churn issues are going to be gone. If they still aren't, there's going to be way more underlying issues that I obviously do help my clients with. Link in the description below again. And of course, next, you want to go ahead and raise the price for new buyers after upgrade. So if they upgrade, right? So what does this mean? When you up the price, you want to show your existing buyers that, hey, you are in a lower price bracket. So you're paying less than this person for the same product because you were a veteran. This will make them more happy and more likely to upgrade. And if they did recently upgrade, they're going to be way, 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 way less likely to actually go down from that upgrade and remove themselves from that upgrade because they're going to lose out on their lowered price. Last, you want to keep a simple scorecard for LTV, CAC, and payback. Just LTV to CAC ratio, basically. Just know how much you get for each and every single one of your prospects that you onboard. And that was the entire basic thing on how to use flywheel offers to make offers so good your customers can't stop saying yes. For the flywheel offer system, you want to go over who it's for, the big promise, the offer parts, the pricing, the risk, the proof, and the LTV. That is a flywheel offer at its finest. The reason I call it flywheel offers is just because in general, the LTV part is the most important part in terms of flywheel offers because flywheel offers result in more customers buying again and again and again. A normal offer, you get one person to buy, that's fine. But in a flywheel offer, we're always measuring LTV to CAC and we're making sure that, hey, we maximize that LTV as much as physically possible. That's why I call it flywheel offers. Anyways, hope if you did enjoy that video, I'm glad. And of course, if you are interested in working with me to implement something like this into your own info business, go ahead and check the first link down below to go ahead and work with me. You can either DM me on Instagram or you can check out the first link down below. We can go ahead and start talking. From there, we can hop on a call, and on that call, we're going to see if we can actually help you. If we can, we'll move forward. If we can't, either way, we're going to get you a ton of value either way because we're going to point you in the right direction, even if we don't work together. So it's a no-brainer for you to hop on that call, go down below, check it out, quickly talk. But anyways, if you don't want to do any of that and you just want to watch another one of my videos, go ahead and check this one out right here because YouTube thinks that you'll like it right over there. And of course, if you want to go ahead and leave a like and subscribe, which I would appreciate, go ahead and check the subscribe down in that inferior corner on the right. And of course, the like button down below the video. And of course, if you want to watch the whole funnel breakdowns playlist, which is my main series where I break down other people's funnels and explain why they actually work, you can check that out right down below my face cam. Hoping to see you in this next video. Goodbye.